Okay,
And
hello and welcome to episode 11 of
yes.
And Now We're Talking
And now we're talking
Real Estate.
real estate.
And today, very special day, we have our first
Yeah.
guest. Mhm.
Yeah.
And I mean, we could just jump right into the first topic because we can introduce him, but you and I think both know him as something a little different. And
Well, as a means of introducing our latest guest, newest guest, our first guest,
oh my God.
we have to start off by telling you and telling our listeners what your nickname is.
What's that? But I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Good.
Okay,
Already
introduce
such a
him.
good
Here.
guest. Yeah.
And it's great to be here, guys.
Okay, excellent. Well, good. This is
So you introduce him, and then I'll tell
okay.
them.
So
the
this
nickname.
is our friend and colleague from our OG office, which is obviously, as sort of longtime listeners will know, Michelle and I started at the same office. So David Tomczyk is also out of that original office, no longer there. We might cover that down the road, but I don't know how many episodes. So I did force Dave to at least listen to one episode before he was on the podcast because he was like, "Can I be a guest?" And I was like, "Okay, well, listen to at least one podcast and I will quiz you." And I did quiz you and he passed.
I did listen. I was quizzed, and this is why I'm here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyways, but so point, I guess, is Michelle and I have like touched on in past episodes nicknames and our nicknames for each other. And then so when we were talking about having you as a guest just off the air and whatever, we were talking about our nicknames for you. Now I kind of enjoy, you have a better nickname for him than I do.
Well, you are in my phone
Yes.
as Tomczyk. A riff off of the Tonka truck, right? Because you're kind of playful, you're a boy, you kind of fit the stereotype.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that
that's,
goes with your last name.
Yeah.
So you're Tonka truck.
well, and you know what? I do love a good nickname, so I was like pretty impressed by that. Now, my name for you is less original, and I don't even. So the funny thing is like, yes, I do sort of. We have I don't even. I think you have at least your sister, who's also a realtor, for sure has like
Lovely.
a teasy nickname for me, and I have a teasy nickname for her, and then you fall into it too. So her name is Anna, but I call her Anna. And then she's like Gillian, and
I
then
know
so
what your nickname is. I
yeah.
know what it is.
So well, no, but Dawid,
Dawid.
yeah,
Yes.
which is like proper Polish, or where did that come from?
Yeah, that's right. So in Poland, when David, it's spelled with a W, right? So if you actually sound it out, it's Dawid.
Oh.
Yeah, so I call him Dawid. But so the interesting thing is I rarely use that because when we call each other, so this is actually the true, I guess, like skill testing question or next level is, so we have two greetings and salutations that we pretty much always will give each other. And I feel like you'll get both of them, but what are the two when we answer? If one of us is calling the other one, what are one of the two ways
Well,
we'll
I
answer the phone?
always say yellow,
Okay, and that
right?
is from Phil Dumphy,
Right.
who's a realtor.
And then yours is, so I says to the guy.
What? Come on,
Yeah.
you don't say that to me ever?
No, I say, so guys say girl. I change it.
Oh,
Yeah.
what do you say? So I says to the gal?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you modified it for
Yeah,
me.
I did notify it. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Do you guys still play off of so I says to the guy?
Well, that's where it ends. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, that's-
so we both have call controls. We're like a frick 9, and then like
Right.
calls, and then so he'll answer, and I'll be like, so I says to the guy, and then maybe you do say, so I says to the gal, and then I'll be like, what do you think about this new blah blah? And I start complaining. So
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And then I'd be on mute for like 20 minutes.
Just let her complain.
Just
Yeah.
not a complaint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So, when you said duet, and it kind of reminded me,
Wait, his full name is Dawid Tonka
Tonka truck, and
add
you
that
said
W.
yellow,
Yeah.
and Tonka trucks are yellow. So,
Oh, this is
Comes
a
full circle.
real full
Comes
circle
full
moment.
circle.
Yeah.
plus duet, and I think her name, the actress who played on Three's Company, was Joyce DeWitt, and she was the cute little sad Janet in Three's Company. And this is kind of like a Three's Company situation.
You're Jack. You're Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
my God.
Actually, don't. We are in session, people.
Right.
So anyways, that's a long roundabout way of introducing our guest and saying hello and welcome and giving the audience a little taste.
And, David, you're no spring chicken either. How long have you been in the business?
Oh, wow. It's going to be like 19 years.
Right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
19 years.
So we could be like over 60 years of combined real estate experience.
Yeah. You could do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
What do you think when teams do that?
I mean, I don't like doing that personally, but I mean,
Yeah.
it just, because you can say I have over 4,000 years. Okay. I mean, that's great. What we do with the pyramids, right?
Totally.
Fine, right? Like that's the way I feel about it.
No, I know. I think it's kind of cheesy too. So
I know why they do it. I know why people do it because it makes it sound like you've been in the industry forever, right? But I mean, if you're going to do that, I mean, I don't know. It's when you hear, I mean, it's just also real estate too. There's companies that do it. And they'll say, "Oh, we have combined, experience of 342 years." Okay, great. That's great. Awesome. Am I going to get the guy that's got 341, or the guy that's going to get the one, right?
Yes, you're getting just FYI, audience. You're getting the guy with one.
With the
hair.
one.
Like you are. If you're just
It's a rounding error.
randomly calling, like you know what? It's true.
Yeah.
Because I know some teams like or whatever, and it's
Right.
like people will call and they want that person.
No,
They're not getting that
no,
person.
They're not answering the phones.
Well, you know what? But it's getting scuttled off. Like, here's the thing. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, and I know that there are people who will reach out to that party for that reason. And
Right.
it's like, I also know how that like river flows, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
so it is kind of funny because it's like, I think I like that. You're getting the 1 year of the like 342.
But honestly, they say that as if it's a good thing. I've been like 20 years. Oh, I've been like 40 years in the business, right? But when I hear that, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Now I'm dealing with somebody who maybe is making a lot of mistakes. Maybe it's a little bit
you've passed that like peak.
Well, I've done deals with people who are new,
Mhm.
right? I remember maybe about 3 years ago, did a deal with somebody. I was literally their first deal, right?
Oh, sorry about that.
It was tremendous.
Oh, because they were willing to like, yes, I know where you're
they
going.
were willing to listen. They were great to work with.
They're like,
They
oh, it
didn't
should
have
be
an
like
ego.
that. Yeah.
They didn't have an ego yet, right?
Yet.
And
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah.
Give it a month. Give it a month.
and I say yet because it's the ego that gives you permission to be able to say, "Oh, I've been in the business for 20 years," and you think that's a good thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's something to be said for being fresh, being a sponge,
Yeah. Willing
and
to
willing to
absorb and
cooperate.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And just like, hey, I might be able to learn
Learn
something from this
something.
agent. Yeah.
Yeah, and not be afraid. Like I'd rather a new agent kind of ask me, "Okay, how does this work? How am I going to do
That's
this?"
the thing,
right?
though. They do have I think there'd be some that wouldn't know, but I think you raise a good point, and I love this is how it goes. We just kind of riff and things come up, but like I do think that's I would take someone malleable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Versus like, well, 40 years ago, I used to
Right.
totally. Yeah.
Right. It's like, are you going to walk the contract over?
Yeah, totally. Best
That's all right. Yeah.
Get the copy for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. But and then send the other with your carrier pigeon and
Yeah.
yeah. So
Exactly.
Although there is some good realtors that have been around for a long time that are very easy to work with too.
Yes.
Like
Right,
they
but
never seem to
do they
develop
go
an
on
ego.
like I've been
No,
doing
no,
this
no, they
for
don't.
yeah.
No, they're usually like the ones that are usually pretty easy to work with are ones that they don't boast much.
No, they
right?
don't.
They just
Yeah.
go, I'm just gonna bump my day,
Yeah.
things done.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, to me, whenever, and I think Michelle and I have both like hand to God, like I've never given an agent that line.
No.
Like
No.
I would sooner die, but I well, close second. But oh darn, I've already lost my thought. Good job.
No, you've never had to say it. You've never
But
said
there
it.
was something else there, but it's just, oh, I know. It's like saying, like they're compensating for something. They're saying the check won't bounce. It's like, well, now I'm nervous. Like if you have to like back up your offer with the fact that you've been doing this for like 30 years, well,
Yeah.
yeah, now I'm like a little bit more on edge. Like
Yeah.
all of that just makes my spidey senses tingle, right?
And I think the people who have been in the business for that long, we all know how long they've been in the business. We all know that they've
Yeah,
been
you don't
around,
need
and
to
they
give
don't
me the
need to say it.
resume. Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
need to say it.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, so speaking of saying things, I feel like DeWitt has some interesting I feel like I have a new like found appreciation for DeWitt after today's episode.
Yeah.
Gonna get it in the mix again more here. So anyway, so um you have some fun lines. Like what's the one about like so if you're lamenting about driving to an acreage that you know won't work for clients, and obviously acreages, more driving, and what's your like thing about driving?
Oh, that's just you learning how to drive more, right? It's experience, building experience driving. That's
Yeah.
what that is. It truly is. Right? That's what happens.
And Dave says he already knows how to drive. And
I
so
do. I passed my exam. I was 27 years ago. No,
I've been on the
you know,
road for
20
38
yeah.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it is like that's what it is, right? But I mean, I understand some people need to see things and
Right.
just to rule them out. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and when I tell them like this is what you told me you're looking for, and it means none of it,
Yeah.
or
So
seeing it.
you just come out right out and say it like that? Like you don't
No,
need
not
to
quite like that. No. What are you, Nick? No,
I
no.
don't know.
Yeah, we don't know your exact
No, like I
sound.
mean,
Yeah.
it's you. I mean, as you get to more in business, you tailor
Like, so
everything,
how
right?
many years in the business? Just
Well,
Yeah, 27 years. Combined experience at the office is like 90,000 years.
oh yeah, my combined office
Office years,
experience.
oh, good grief.
That's good point. Touche. It's going on the next
No,
blast.
no. Like nowadays, you do. At least I do. It was a client like let's say if they, their budget is say 500,000, and they're looking for X, Y, and Z. It
Yeah.
means none of it.
Right.
I'd ask like, hey, just to let you know, like you want to see this, and it
Yeah.
doesn't check off any boxes.
Yeah.
Like, are we switching tactics here,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or like, what's the reason for doing this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, then I mean, sometimes they just want to see it, just to see it, and sometimes they don't can actually know that it doesn't mean anything, right? Especially
Yeah.
acreages, because what people don't
Yes.
on realtor.ca, because it's limited, they don't really see whether it's cistern or holding
Right.
tank or anything like that. And if you don't experience, you
Yeah.
might think, oh, it's cistern's fine. Well,
Yeah.
some people don't like it.
Yeah. Well, and it's just like, I mean, with acreages, just a really quick talking point, they're just a little more involved because, yeah, you do have, it's not like the city and I just turn on the tap and the water's there. So you're going to have a well or cistern.
Yeah.
And same thing with the septic. And it's like, because it's not municipally supplied, then it's going to amortize. And there's so many acreages that are like, hey, you probably are going to need to replace your septic, and maybe your water system is going to like, there can be issues there too. And it's like, that can be $50,000, no problem. So just stuff like that. But I did, of course, have lost my thought again, but there was something. Oh, I feel like to your point where you're like, okay, well, I'll go and I'll show them, like, just so you know, it doesn't match these things, but if you really want to see it, you can.
Yeah.
So you do that. And I think that's the thing is like you kind of remind them, then you're there. Chances are it's not going to be a fit. So maybe you do that a few times and then they start to figure it out themselves, right?
That's the thing.
Like
I
you
think
can't cold turkey be like, no, this doesn't fit every
Well, that's
criteria.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
37, then we're structuring this down.
well,
Right. Yeah. But that's the thing. Like,
At
I
some
think,
point
but
we have
it's
to
a
go.
little bit of, like an evolution. And I
Yeah.
think, most buyers would begin to like see, but they do need to kind of have the experience a bit
Yeah.
to understand. So yeah, you kind of have to let them have a few mulligans and then.
they need to get out there and see for themselves, because there's this romanticized idea of living on an acreage, right? How great it would be. Just, they're thinking white picket fence,
Little tomato
chickens.
garden.
Yeah. But and then you get out there and you see, well, you have all these like outbuildings,
Dilapidated
right? Yeah.
outbuildings. Yeah.
Right.
You have the
Rest-free
septic
hours.
tank.
Yeah.
Sometimes the house isn't in great condition,
Yes.
and then maybe it's extremely dated too.
Well, and I was actually just showing an acreage yesterday, and like I said the words hodgepodge to my client, which is like it's just, I think the house had kind of some additions or changes over the years, and it was probably from the 70s. So
Yeah.
now we're like 50 years old. There was a nice outbuilding, which is why they wanted to look at it. But even it was so
Did it have
full of
carpet in the washroom?
stuff.
Oh, carpet in
No.
the
Oh, yeah,
washroom.
that's a favorite.
70s.
Favorite. No, you know what? They've
Famous for that.
renovated the house. They've renovated the house. And then, but yeah, like it was just, so yeah, so acreages can definitely be hodgepodge. I also like to say the MLS listing tells half the story. So of course, clients will look online and they're like, look at this acreage, address not disclosed, which means it's probably way further out than they think. And
Mhm.
like, and
Was it
then
vacant?
what?
Was
Is
it
it vacant?
vacant?
Oh, no, no, no. This I'm not referring to a specific
Oh,
one.
okay.
No, no, no.
All right.
No, Dave's
So I
like,
tell
that's
you
my
what-
listing.
No, that's my listing.
Why aren't you
Why are
showing
you
it?
showing it? What's the offer? No, the address disclosed because I have people ask me why is it not disclosed,
Mhm.
and it's because if you don't sign, if it's a
Yeah.
vacant property, you don't sign that form.
Yes,
we can't
yes.
disclose.
No,
Right.
no, but I just say like it's like, oh, they just know it's in like Strathcona
Yeah,
County, but
yeah.
it's like, oh, one road away from Beaver County.
Yeah.
That's right. There's a Beaver County, everybody.
A lot lower fees, by the way.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's
If you're
yeah.
building a shop, I'm serious. Beaver County. I know you were just joking about Beaver County, but
But
Beaver
in all
County
seriousness, yeah.
Right.
it starts like Range Road 201 on the
Okay.
east side,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then that's Strathcona can be 4. The
Right.
difference in fees, like it's actually on both to
Yeah.
the same client. If
Yeah.
you want to build a shop,
Yeah.
significantly different.
Wow.
Significantly different.
take.
Whether you do Beaver County where you're like 195 or
Right.
200 or
One,
Right.
yeah, one,
202
yeah,
Yeah.
under Strathcona. Strathcona
Yeah.
is communistic. I'm going to say this right here.
yeah.
For it, hard to get.
We're a
Mhm.
clean podcast. You've probably ruined our rating. Just kidding.
You're gonna take off the air now.
So it reminds me there's a really cute line in our business and it's drive until you qualify. So it's like if you want
Right.
like this
Right.
huge property, lots of land, yeah, I can get you that like, 4 hours like northeast, you know what I mean? And
Yes.
it's like
Yes.
so but it is interesting your point about Strathcona, and then if you're out east, the next rural county is Beaver County, and yeah, I mean, depending if like you're just one road away either side, it makes a significant difference. But
Mhm.
Taxation and permitting too.
well, and I mean, you're just getting that much further, and dare I say, panache. Like everyone loves Strathcona County, right? So it's like Beaver County. I mean, someone might like that. uh,
I've never been out there.
Beaver
mm.
County.
No.
Oh,
No.
Dave and I reminisce sometimes. I
don't
always
know.
get a little surly if I have to go below 200, which is like basically Beaver County. Like if
That's-
it's so Range Road 190 something.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know I've gone too far if I'm in Beaver County.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, we need to stop talking.
No, I've done a little
We
bit.
love Beaver County.
I've done a little, maybe about 30 minutes outside of Sherwood Park. But I don't
Yeah,
think
but
that's
sort of
technically-
Beaver County.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go directly like east, but if
East.
you're kind of heading, I would say maybe more southeast, like depending Sherwood Park, whatever. I just think, yeah, I don't know if you've
No.
actually been there, Michelle.
Well, yeah, I have it. And this was the one where, like, it's the process, right? My clients had this idea. Let's do an acreage.
Mhm.
And we're like, okay,
Sounds
let's
so
go.
romantic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go. And we took a look, and then they ended up buying something like
And in
5 minutes away. Yeah, in from the city, 5 minutes away from where they were
Yeah.
living.
Already, yeah.
Yeah, already. So it's like you have these ideas, and then you just get brought down to
Well, and
earth.
yeah, and acreages are so expensive. Like you kind of, if you want something where you can like, and I'm going to say acreage, like, that could be like 1 acre, but let's say 3 acres. So let's say you want 3 acres
Yeah.
within half an hour of the city and like a respectable house, like minimum 600, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and so
Yeah.
it's like, and that's minimum. Whereas in the city, like, so I think people think like, oh, an acreage is going to be economical. And it's like, no, you're actually spending more.
Yeah.
And
And then
if
the
you wa-
maintenance cost too.
totally. And if you want to be actually quite close to the city, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you just want a big backyard,
Totally. Yeah.
right?
We can find that for you in zone 14. Dave, what is what is your favorite zone?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
want to.
folks,
I don't want to
Dave
catch
Dave doesn't know the
Yeah.
zones. What
I don't know the zones. No.
Oh
No,
no.
no, no. We all know the zones. We've been ingrained with it. We
Yeah,
know
yeah.
obviously the zones.
What zone do you live in?
16. No,
is it 17?
17.
Yeah.
17.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. No, I mean it depends on what there's no favorite zone really. It's all depends on what
They're like
what you
children,
value,
no favorite.
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Like I mean, um core obviously you have a lot more services, right? You have a lot more independent restaurants and
Mm-hmm.
coffee shops. Outskirts, they tend to cookie cutter everything now, right? Let's
Yes.
be honest, right? Every
Yes.
neighborhood stamped with
Yeah.
a grocery chain,
Yeah.
followed by a Shoppers Drug
A
Mart, followed
Starbucks.
by, a chain of the seven things that we see, whether it's north, northeast, southeast, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But I mean, you do get more living out there. The farther you go outside the range roads, I mean, outside Anthony Hente, the more the bigger the
Mhm.
house you get.
And so Range Road was just a little acreage speak from Dave, but I would say, Dave, you do a fair amount of acreages, right?
I used to. I don't do as much as I used to now.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to
Because
do a lot more.
you know how to drive now.
Yeah. I told my clients, listen, we're done.
Yeah,
I
you
got
guys have
past
to
my
live in the
test.
city.
You know
Yeah.
what? When you're doing acreages, because I feel like that was a very like COVID phase.
Oh,
Was it
people
like
want
about was it about like
No,
5 years
it
ago?
was way before then.
Oh, okay.
My peak acreage showing was probably in like 2014, 15, 16, 17, somewhere
Okay.
in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
well,
It
because
wasn't
it's
during COVID.
still
No.
working on his driving skills.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears here a bit, because one thing I wanted to talk about, and I feel like you maybe loosely know this. I think you should know this. We'll see if we do. So yeah, totally. That's why you're here.
Where's the
Uh,
phone?
Where's the what?
Where's the phone second in case AI know the
Right.
answer?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna call Ren like
Yeah,
that.
Who wants
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
want to call a friend, please?
Yeah. Yeah.
Calling the ERAD.
Yeah.
By the way, I think you'd have a higher chance of being a millionaire on that show than you do buying 649.
No. Yes, of course. Well, no, I don't know. I because remember you got to get on the show. Like once you're on the one
Right.
picked,
Oh, yeah.
sure,
Right.
you're the one going for it. But to
Yeah.
get picked, it's not like it's one of 10. I'm
Uh,
assuming there's a bunch of people applying for that. Plus, you're gonna know this
well, what are
abstract
the
stuff.
odds with the Lotto Max? 1 in
Oh,
13 million.
Lotto
131 million
Max
now.
is-
Yeah.
Just change their odds.
Oh, so just so the listener knows, before we went on air, they were talking a little bit about the lottery and just such and the like.
Yeah.
But I will say, Lotto Max, like I'll play 649. I'm like, I don't need 150 million. 15 is fine, and I'll take a greater chance of winning it. So that's my strategy.
Okay.
Yeah. So nobody copy it. That's
I think we have like 3 different strategies in the lottery right here.
Yeah, Dave's going full
No.
bore.
I
You're putting it in GICs.
He's
She's saving her like
I would
ticket money and investing it.
Yes,
this
not in
much weight.
GICs. I'm not that dumb, but I'm certainly not doing
The next
lottery.
big thing. That's what you're putting it in. The next big thing. And then practically
or
it's
maybe
the
something
lottery.
tried and true.
Oh, some blue chip stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're getting waylaid a titch, which we like to do.
Yes.
Which does harken the question. Oh, so I was gonna ask, so there's numerous times, well, 2 big times in the year where realtors we have to sometimes do some upgrading, but also just renew our license, pay some fees to different governing bodies. Yeah, I'm trying to just be polite
Yes.
and pay a ton of fees to different governing bodies. And so at the end of March was one of those times of year. And I think that's the bigger one. And I think that's sometimes when we see some realtors not renew.
Right.
And I was just wondering if you knew what we stood for number of agents in the Edmonton Real Estate Board before the end of March versus after the end of March, because Dave's usually nerding
Well, I
out
don't know
on this stuff.
that exact number, but I know that we're just we're over 5,500 now in Edmonton area.
Yeah.
right?
After the end of March, like, do we think
Yeah. After,
do we
according
think
to the websites.
right?
yeah.
So do we think there was any drop off, Or
No,
people are
we're actually getting more realtors now, and
Yeah.
more than ever.
Oh, I know it's been growing, but usually it's kinda like that's a little bit of a reset where the number goes down for a hot minute or not anymore. It used to.
No,
Mhm.
but I'm sure you're gonna lose some, but I think the for the numbers are losing versus number coming in, there's more
Mhm.
coming in than we're losing,
Yeah, I
for
think there's a
sure.
lot coming in.
No, there are,
Yeah.
for sure, but I just
So it
was
evens out.
yeah, okay, well,
But there's a big change now because now you have to individualize, right, with this courses. People obviously don't know this, right? But when you
Right.
become a realtor now, it used to be in the old days, you become all in one.
Yes. So
Whereas
all in one,
now,
meaning that you could look after
condos,
condos, which is like residential.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think there's a separate condo designation.
well, there's no, but there's
Property
residential,
management,
property management, uh,
commercial,
commercial, and acreages.
yeah, and then residential,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And I remember when part of our continuing education, I think it was about 3 years ago, we had to do this really intensive math
Mm,
one
yeah.
where we had to calculate return on investments,
I think
depreciation.
that was more than 3 years ago, though, but
What
yeah.
Time flies.
maybe it was
Yeah.
around COVID. So 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
6 years
It
ago,
was
COVID.
probably honestly, Michelle, it could have been
Yeah.
like 2019. It's when you're like, "Oh, it doesn't seem that long ago."
doesn't.
Yeah, but I remember that.
But
Did
it was one of the hardest. It was one of the hardest continuing ed things, and you had to go out and buy a calculator.
Yes, we did that one together at the Excellence office, didn't we? Do you remember? I did it with someone who okay, so I had a real estate friend, and that's why I thought maybe it was you because we met at the Excellence boardroom, and I think Dawn helped us through it. Like, basically
He was doing classes for us.
yeah, and
Right.
kind of
Maybe.
we're
Maybe.
holding our heads through it because but that being said,
I'm a realtor. I don't need to do all this math. I'm not a mortgage specialist,
well,
right?
it's like I'm not going to be going and leasing out some building. I know my like limit. You know what I mean? Like
But
I
the reason
want to
they did
keep.
that, though, was they're going to weed
Yeah.
out.
Yes,
Not
they
the
were trying to weed
commercial.
me out.
Yeah.
Well, I said no.
Yeah. I'm putting
Yes,
myself
I'm
there.
so glad I did. Like, okay, so I don't know if you knew this, but if you didn't do it at that deadline, they gave you a year after that,
Mhm.
right? And of course, I left it to the last minute, and I was trying to do the test at the last minute, and I couldn't get it done. I'm like, oh my God, this is too hard.
It was very hard.
Yeah. And I should have studied, and I should have like taken my time to do it. So I had a year, and I was doing it with another agent too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you needed a serious buddy system.
Yeah.
There. You could not
But
be
then no one cheated, though.
no, yeah, no, cheating.
It was just like,
just
how
a
did you do
whole
this?
room of us together
Right.
doing it.
But so I did, okay, I
Mm.
didn't make the deadline.
Mhm.
And then we actually had that 1 year's grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going back and forth. Oh my God, I got to get this done. I got to get this done. But I knew that I needed like a week to kind of just sit down, focus, and get it done. And of course, I procrastinated. And again, went
the
up
very
to the
end?
very end. But man, I got it done. And I think it was like a 70% pass,
Yeah.
right? And you're doing the test. It's like, oh my God, I can only get like one more wrong before I'm going to have to like do this whole thing again, right? I didn't get up to that, but I was getting pretty close. And I got it done. And I'm like, thank goodness. Because after that, and it's not like I do commercial often,
Mm-hmm.
but I do it enough where
Yeah.
I am thankful that I have my designation to do commercial real estate.
Well, it's nice to have the option. And for me, I like it for land because
Yeah.
depending on where it is, and it can be listed, under residential and commercial. Who was that? I was talking to an agent just recently who I was like, yeah, you can do that. I don't know. Maybe
I had something like that.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in Legal. And it was actually kind of a funny thing is that the house was definitely a residential house, but it was on a main street
Mm-hmm.
and it was zoned commercial, but because somebody was living there
Yeah.
and was
This is
using
inside
it,
the city?
this is
Legal.
inside the city of
Oh.
Legal.
Oh, okay, yeah.
City of Legal,
Yeah,
which is
no,
like an
yeah.
oxymoron, but yeah.
Happy.
Yeah. So what ended up happening was the person had passed away. And I was talking with the city and they said, well, because it's been vacant for 6 months,
Oh,
it had to revert back to commercial.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is recent?
Yeah, this was like a year ago.
Okay, I
This
was
is
gonna say if it's recent, like within the last like few months, because now you can do a list way easier now, right? You can list on both.
Well, I had
yeah, yeah.
that sort of large parcel just outside of Sherwood Park. Like, do you remember that? And it was there was a house on it, but it was a large parcel of land and very valuable. I had it listed as both. When I,
Commercial.
yeah, I had
Yeah.
two
Was an
listings.
egg?
Yeah.
Was an agricultural?
No,
Commercial? Oh.
yeah,
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, you might as well cover your base at that point. You can't do a
Well,
listing.
and that's the thing. So it's like I guess I knew I wasn't going to go out there and be reckless and try and do commercial that I had no business doing. Because
Right.
to be honest, I've like I that would give me so much anxiety, like, I have zero interest, but it's like,
Mhm.
there are certain opportunities. So anyways, but yeah, back in the day when all of us did get licensed, you took your course and you got it all. I don't think we got property management, but
Yeah.
commercial,
You
acreage,
did.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't give that a second's notice because that sounds like just like that literally, like, I don't think you could pay me enough to do property management.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. I guess maybe that's just like my experience, I guess, with condominiums. I think commercial could be a little different. Like, like I think, but it's just it doesn't seem like frosting and tulips, I guess,
Mhm.
Yeah. So but yeah, but nowadays if someone becomes a realtor, I think
You
like
have
I
to
don't
choose.
yeah, like, but I would assume you almost, I'm just guessing, have to get your residential first, and then you could branch off to acreage if you want to. Like, who's going to get their acreage first? Could you? I guess you could.
You could, I mean, if you're in a smaller town and you're doing the
Yeah.
vast majority of acreages, but I mean, let's be honest, the vast majority is turning residential,
Yeah.
then they're gonna add
Their acreage
their
after.
acreage after, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So,
we're adding realtors in general, but I think if we were to pull how many acreage realtors there's now, that's probably dropping,
touche. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because I assume vast majority are only doing residential.
Yeah.
It's easy money, right?
Right. Yeah. I see.
Oh yeah.
Grab a
Easy.
pen and some contracts,
money.
guys. Yeah.
Easy money.
So easy. Yeah.
We've all
Um,
watched the shows. I don't show more than 3 homes. After the third home, I say, "Which one would you like to buy?"
yeah. Yeah. And
Do
then
you really operate like that?
No, nobody does.
he's making a joke off
here.
You're like,
I don't
you only
know.
get
I'm like,
3?
what? Oh my god.
No, but
No,
the
but it's like
shows
that's
make
like
it.
HGTV,
Yes.
right?
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
He's
that's
making
what
fun.
you're
House
Uh,
1 is 2,
Okay,
3,
I'm
and
sorry.
then
I'm
boom,
not
done.
used to the little dialogue that you guys have between
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't always know when
When
David is
when you
joking.
Joking, like, is he?
Yeah,
Isn't he? Let's
Yeah.
play this
yeah,
out.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
No, but I know that there are realtors like that. There
So
are like,
3
"You
or
buy,
less?
you buy now." Yeah.
really,
I've
Yes.
never run into somebody that 3 or less.
well,
Okay, I never so one of my neighbors told me this story when they had purchased, um, and obviously this is before I was a realtor because now they would use me. But they said when they purchased their house, they had an agent that showed them like 5 houses and they were like,
Pick
you
one.
buy now.
Okay.
And we're pointing at the house that they now live in.
That's awesome. You buy now.
You buy now.
Press
Punch-
hard,
punch
bottom.
cards.
Yeah, right.
That's one off. You got
Yeah.
3 more.
Well,
Punch preference.
Yeah.
there is, I believe, an agent who, yeah, their fee changes. Like, you want to see more houses? Like, and I don't know what it starts at, but it's
Right.
like, yeah, it's not prorated, but it's like the more houses you have to show them, the more their fee goes up. So, I mean,
My jaw's hitting the floor. Wow.
yeah, I'll tell you the name off air in case I'm wrong.
I don't want to name anybody.
Yeah, no,
No,
we
no.
do. Yeah, we try and keep it above the belt here, even though we talk a little smack for sure. But
So what is the longest that you've worked with a buyer?
so what? I've been in the business 22 years
No,
now.
gee,
So
that's-
I know that's what that was.
It's
You
not like
walked,
lingering.
you walked into my joke. That's how it's going to be like 22 years.
Lingering.
But like you had one client and
That's such a loaded question because I do have clients where it's like, I'm sure over the period of 5 years, I'll show them some properties, or maybe we even like kind of hit it hard and then, like we're changing our mind. Like,
yeah.
it's so hard to say, but countless properties, countless
Well, it's the
years.
most properties you show to one client. That's the
Oh,
easier question.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
Not
Oh, and sometimes these ones haven't even bought.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
for sure, there was one I kinda wanted to do an audit on, but I was like, "That's just bad juju." I was just,
Yeah.
like, kind of annoyed. I'm gonna say 30s, at least, maybe tipping into the 40s.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now, again, I don't have a specific number, but I do have a visual. So when I would
You got to
show,
voodoo doll this client.
well, I wish,
Let's be honest,
I
right?
wish,
You
I
start
wish
pinning
I,
it.
yeah, I wish I had a voodoo doll. It's like you buy
Yeah.
that. But anyways, when I would show properties, I would print out, right, the property description and then also like the property history.
Yep.
Right?
Mm.
So one file, right? One property would be about this thin, right?
Mhm.
And then I'd
2
stick
sheets.
it in, yeah, 2
Mhm.
sheets, stick it in a file folder, legal size file folder,
Mhm.
just so I would keep track,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, 3-inch binder, right? You end up with
How
a 3-inch
was it
binder.
this? I had 2 files.
So that's quite. Do you still do
2
that? Do you still
files.
print out stuff?
No, because I switched. This was before I switched to
'Cause
paperless. But I still do printout
Do
stuff.
you?
I do.
I haven't printed
Oh,
something in
I love
years.
a good
I
print job.
do.
Love a
I
good
No.
print
do.
job.
do. I tried to do it just on my iPad and stuff, but I find that when you're driving in between properties, it's way easier to flick on or to pick up a sheet to
Mhm.
find the address or whatever than it is to like go on the iPad or on the iPhone and
Yeah.
like figure
Yeah.
it out.
Oh,
Although
you know
showing time is really nice that it kind of,
Because I've gone to strictly digital. So I mean, when I show, I
yeah,
download the PDF version of the highlight sheet for myself.
yeah,
I have your name in the file folder, like in the digital file, right?
yeah,
And then we go through it, and then I would say, if you want the detailed version of this, I can send it to you, including obviously pictures and whatever else, right? Because I
yeah,
mean, when you give them a sheet, you give them the one photo
yeah,
that's tiny, and then I say, here, I can send you the, if you want. I mean, because we can walk
right.
through, there's going to be, let's say we show 5 properties, unlike it, all 5 are going to be like, oh, they're all potential. Unlikely. Right? You
Okay.
have 1 or 2 favorites, I can send you all the information there.
So you don't even print out or give them a sheet for them to follow
Mm.
through? No?
No,
Okay. Because
no.
I would print out, for me, I do the agent detail sheet, I do the property history, I keep that, and
Mhm.
then I do the client detail, which I give to them.
So what I do is when I walk in, I tell them what the details, the important details, because most people can obviously can see it's a kitchen is a kitchen, although there's a few stories there that people don't seem to know where a kitchen
Right.
is. But you get a general gist of what
Yeah.
kind of house is, right?
Yeah.
You want to, I usually point out the stuff that they might want to know about, like some, let's say, upgrades are important.
Right.
I tell them how long the property's on the market for, the taxes on that property, a few other things that they don't, you wouldn't know.
Mhm,
But beyond
mhm.
that, we tour, right? And I pinpoint just from just me knowing how to,
Right.
showing properties. I'll tell them this is important, or keep an eye on this or this or that, right? And that's pretty
Right.
much it. And if
Right.
you want it, I can give you, the whole link to it with putting photos and virtual tours, right?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
I don't hand out anything anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
I love a good handout.
Yeah.
Partly same thing for like just the simplicity. Like, even if, yeah, they're not interested, it's like, okay, we looked at 5 or 6 today and it's like, yeah, this was a dog and look at this price. And then it helps. Like, I think we need all of the pieces of the puzzle instead of just like,
I disagree.
no, and that's totally fine. But it's like, but also, so it's like, and I'll do the same thing. I mean, if there's no history or anything of importance,
Yeah.
just skip that. But if
Mhm.
there's, a bit of a rap sheet or whatever, or maybe I'll make like a note, and then yeah, I give them client detail view, and it's nice. So like, if let's say you're meeting clients and you're looking at 5 or 6 properties, I put them in the order that they need to, and so they can like, it's like, hey, I'm gonna punch out of here if I lose you. Like that's the
Yeah.
address. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's just nice to still have the paper copy, and I know. I'm a fan of the old paper copy, and it's like, so if they're not, no big deal, like, leave it in the back seat and find it
I'll
6
tell
months
you. I'll
later,
tell you why I stopped printing.
but I was gonna say, but I think some people still are, and then
It's because I noticed that when you hand them the 5 sheets or 4 sheets, whatever,
Yeah.
stapled or whatever it is, right? Or I would say this is just my experience,
Mhm.
right? More than half, at some point, you leave it behind. The full 5 sheets.
Yes.
Then on the way out,
Yeah.
I have to grab your sheets and going, hey,
well,
we
it's
still
Yeah.
got 2 more to go. Here's your sheets. Like, oh, okay.
and
Okay,
don't,
no,
and
this
then
is
don't
what I
let
do.
these sellers know what we're looking at.
Right? So
Jeez, guys, giving away our trade
So,
secrets.
okay, so
so I
this is
stopped
what
doing that.
this is what I do though. I
You hit them,
I
right?
no,
Physical abuse.
no, I arrange them so I have their copy, so the client detail on top, and then my agent detailed with the property history below. And then when I'm going into the property that we're going to see, I
Oh,
pull up the
you
client
spoon feed
detail
them one at a time.
I pull up the client detail for the next property.
Really, I've noticed, at least for me,
No,
a
they
lot of
don't leave
them.
it in. And then the other thing too is that, especially when you're working with a couple, whoever grabs the sheet is usually the one.
See, there's so many more important things you're missing, Dave. Robot.
Yeah.
Whoever grabs the sheet is usually the one who is going to be like spearheading the decision making.
Who's wearing the pants.
Who's
Yeah.
wearing the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Dave, you're missing all these like key like hot tips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one who's going to be on top of it, who's going to be.
Yeah.
I always close the same way. You buy now.
You
That's-
buy now.
that's very-
Oh my
yeah.
God, Dave was
Close.
their agent.
That was me. Locked out. So this is the proper number 4. You buy now. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Can we call this episode "You Buy
You
Now"?
buy.
You buy
We're
now.
just still not decided.
Yeah.
That's the way I
Yeah.
have it.
Oh.
So
But I hear you. The thing is, toner's getting expensive.
no,
Let's
that's not
never
that.
dive it.
Oh
You
goodness.
can buy full.
It is, yeah, no. And then the other thing too, I do is if they're not interested, I fold it up. I fold it in half. So I
Ah,
just keep the ones that are nice and no folded it. That's the ones that are
I love it.
short
I
lived.
love a good system.
It's a little system.
No, I
Good
mean,
system.
I know that's like, people still use paper. I just have put away from it completely. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we're going to touch on the topic, speaking of showings,
Now he's
what do you
into the
do?
podcast.
What do you do with kids?
Oh,
Because people always ask, right? What do you do with
Yeah.
if you got a couple?
Yeah.
Because people think as a realtor you can control everybody.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you got a family of 2 with 3 kids that they brought 3 kids?
Oh well, I was
Okay.
gonna say you tell them to get a babysitter, but I see they've
No,
come
no, no.
along.
Yeah,
No.
they come along, right? Because
Okay.
that's when things get difficult. Because if it's just one of you, you still got to show,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then they disperse literally.
I always give the kids a task.
Oh, smart.
Yeah, I always give them a little something to do.
Count the number of fibers in this carpet. No disruptions.
Nothing like that. Nothing like that. But I ask them, I'm like, listen, you guys go around the house, and at the end, I want you to tell me a story about the people who live here. And so they go around. Yeah.
That's I don't know. Well,
No,
that's so
it's
funny.
great. It's
mean,
great.
Do you know what? We do that as adults, right? Because
Of
you
course
like
we do.
when
Of
you're in
course
the house,
we do.
like, and it's like I don't spearhead it, but if my clients are like, "Oh, so do you think?" Like, because you can obviously get some like intel from just walking through the space, and
Yeah.
then so then, and it's so interesting because clients often will get nicknames for houses or houses that have interest, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it could be the elephant house, the whatever, like the, you know what I mean? There's just, you don't know or whatever where it comes from, but it's kind of crazy the amount of homes that you look at that do ultimately get nicknames.
Yeah.
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 But kids, yeah, sorry,
What do you do?
sidetracked. Oh,
You afraid to go on rail?
I just, yeah, usually, or yeah, that's a, you know what?
You can start, but we have. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's been actual, and I'm not sure if you can enforce it or not, but there's been realtors that actually put in comments saying,
Yeah.
maximum 2 people, right?
That was kind of
Oh.
COVID-y, but
Even after I've seen it
Okay.
in after, or no kids allowed. Like I've seen that.
well, okay, and if
Now,
you,
I
no,
don't
no,
even
no,
enforce it.
no,
But
but
like, nice way to alienate people
Yeah.
before you even show the house.
well, I think here's the thing. I feel like that house probably has some very valuable things.
Which it should be out.
Well, it could be art that's like not like I. I feel like I always sound like such a snob. I was gonna when you asked
Fine.
about no, I can think of certain listings where
I'm not buying it, and I'm not buying that house.
yeah, no, fair. No, I could see like I haven't seen that, but when you asked me what do I do, I'm like I was gonna be like, well, I just work with listers. No, so I love pulling the princess card, but no. Sometimes I have clients and they
When
have
the odd
kids.
buyer
Yeah,
shows
Well,
up,
yeah, the
please
realtor
fill
that
in.
doesn't have a house to buy after.
Please.
Busted. I'm just kidding. No. I mean, usually they're pretty good, and then sometimes there can be like maybe like I don't know, they're like running around and they slip and fall. And then I kind of will like shoot a look and then it's like, like lesson learned and don't do that. But like I'm certainly, I have a hard time being bad cop. So I kind of like let them hang themselves maybe with their parents. And if things
Mhm.
get real out of hand, then I'll have to say something. But usually I think the parents are kind of on it.
And I
Uh,
don't mind playing
Oh,
with the
dude.
kids. Like,
Mm,
I'll play with the kids and the parents can go look around.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll occupy them.
yeah, I mean, but then it's you're sort of missing the if you got to go around and show them like, hey, this this
Oh,
was
here's
this or
here's
that,
the
or,
bathroom. Here's the
yeah,
kitchen.
exactly.
No, but
Yeah,
like
no.
they're
But
no,
sort of
but
upgrades, right, or
Yeah.
but
downstairs
if
and
you
things.
haven't seen the home, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Anyways, because it's interesting. So this actually just makes me think of something else. So like, let's say we walk into a home and depending on your clients, they might be like, oh, we don't even like it. And it's like, yeah, sometimes I'll just go and we like literally will do a 180, but I'll be like, you know what? We're inside the house. Our shoes are off. Let's even zip upstairs. We don't have to go to the basement, especially if it's not finished, just so you have reference. And that's why I think it's nice, you know, even for me as the buyer's agent to see the whole home because like hey maybe the ensuite is killer or whatever and it just like reference and if we're talking about it later so yeah but yeah I was gonna say it's not too often I have kids with me and I find that actually parents typically like maybe I don't know. Often they're sort of my mindset with the babysitter too. They'll be like, "Oh, well, we're having like the grandparents watch the kids or whatever." Because
Yeah.
especially depending on their ages, it's like hard for the parents to concentrate on the house too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I find sometimes childcare gets involved, or else, yeah, yeah,
But I know that I don't need as much time
yes,
in a
totally,
house to go, take a
yeah,
look to get an idea of what the home is
yeah,
than when my clients do, right?
hmm
They need much longer to absorb every room. I already know what I need to see,
yeah,
and that takes me like maybe 5 minutes,
hmm
right?
yeah,
So,
Well, you're walking up as they're walking down.
no,
Hey
no,
guys.
but if I have the if
No,
it's a
I'm just
kid
giving you a hard time.
situation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
And if I could take like 5 minutes with the kid and
yeah.
like, oh, let's go, well,
To help them out. Yeah, no, no.
yeah,
I'm much,
yeah.
yeah,
And then they can have their time to leisurely walk about.
yeah.
Yeah.
take in the home.
Take in the
Okay,
home.
yeah, I like it. Does anyone have any other pressing thoughts at the moment?
No,
Or should we
I think this is a good time to wrap up.
let our guest Dwid Yellow Topka truck
Yeah.
off the hook?
Yeah.
Come on
Sounds
into
good.
the podcast and get a new nickname, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
All right,
Thank you
Dave.
so much.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I think this was
Good.
yeah, a pleasure. So and as always, everyone, thank you for listening and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Wherever you get your fine podcasts.
Yes.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.
Just do all the things.
All the things. Thanks for listening, guys.